Hey YouTube, what is up? It's been a long time. Today we're talking about the newer NL480 2.4 LED light. If you're looking for a light, I think that this is going to be one of the best options on the market. The package that I bought came with three of them, plus three separate remotes and AC wall adapters, and it came with three stands. So you get the full package of what you need in lighting, all for the $256. Now, this is not a sponsored video. However, I do have an affiliate link in the description below. So if you want to go check it out, all the proceeds from the affiliate links, they go straight back into this channel so I can get equipment like this, review it, and then tell you all about it. On top of that, the money also goes towards building a lot of graphics and things of that sort. So if you want to help this channel out, that's the way to do it. So as you can see here, I have the newer NL480 model sitting right next to me. And I thought they were going to be a little bit larger. I didn't really look at the dimensions. I probably should have, but it's okay because the item itself is pretty compact, and I think this is going to be great for traveling with. But I'm not going to get into the practicality of it. I just want to get into the review of it first. So on the front here, the first thing you're going to notice is it comes with barn doors. Now, this is a continuous LED light, which means the light is going to continue to go regardless of how long it's been turned on. I have been running these for a little while now, and they work pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually lighting this video with one NL480 off on my left-hand side at 100%, and then I have another one that's a little bit closer to me to help fill in some of the shadows that one is casting. And that one I believe is probably about 60%. So yes, you are going to have to run these a little bit harder than maybe some other LED lights, but bang for the buck. I don't think you're going to really fight about. I don't know. I have no qualms with this. I think I got my values worth out of the lights. So you may hear my kids in the background. I didn't close the door because it gets warm in this room. We recently moved. Not the point. All right, back to the light. So you got the barn doors in the front there, and then there's this little diffusion panel over here. I gotta close this down a bit. I don't know if I'm doing this right or not, but there's these little pieces, and this is pretty snug onto this little swivel mount. As you can see, I'm having a little bit of a hard time. There we go. A little bit of a hard time loosening that, but you have to move. Let me slide that back in. So what you have to do is you have to move this screw out of the way, make it parallel with the device, so you can slide the little plastic piece out like so. All right, so diffusion material comes with it. It's a nice little piece of plastic, and you can always diffuse the light even further should you want to, but it exposes the bare bulb LEDs. Now, as I mentioned before, I am using these two lights to record this video right now. Both of them have this diffusion panel on it because I wanted softer light. That way you don't get these harsh highlights, and I just really wanted to control the highlights for the video today. All right. Now, the barn doors, again, I bought this because I'm going to use these for photography. Now, you can use them for recording. Since I have a YouTube channel, these come in handy because I don't want to use the fluorescent lights that are above me. This unit will be great for recording videos, but what you can do with it, which is really cool, is on the mount itself. I'm going to flip it upside down. On the mount itself, there's a hole at the bottom, but then there's also a hole right here, I guess on the side of the mount. So what you can do is you can take that piece and mount the device upside down, just like so. And then you tighten it back up. And this is my preferred method so far of using these lights, right? So it's hanging on this side, and then I can flip it around, and it runs pretty. I have a pretty wide range of movement. You are limited a little bit with the barn doors. You can take them off. There's a flathead screwdriver piece right here in the front. You can take it off. I bought them specifically to have the barn doors, so I don't mind just opening them up all the way and working around it. And if the continuous light with the barn doors don't work, then yeah, I'll take it off. But whatevs. All right. Really cool configurations that you can get out of this light. Now we're gonna go to the back side of the light here. Let me go ahead and fold these on up, and then we'll flip the light around so you can see what's happening on the back side of it. And in order for me to do that, I'm going to flip this on over like so. Come on. All right, I'm just going to speed through all that because no plan. So here we are. I have the backside of the light exposed here. And what we're seeing is two battery slots. Now, these are for the DC7 something. Look, I don't know. All right, I'll be honest with you. The batteries, you can use them here. If you want to go battery powered with this light, you can absolutely do that by plugging in some batteries right there. And then you don't have to worry about the AC adapter that comes with this. Now, if you're inside of a building and you have the opportunity to go AC adapter, I think you're probably going to want to go AC adapter. It does cause you to have some cables over the floor. But if you mark your area pretty good and you keep the cables in the back side of wherever you're working, I don't think that they'll really bother you that much. And you get a consistent output of light, and you don't have to worry about checking to see if the batteries are going to die or if they're going to run all the way through. The next thing that we have here is the actual power on-off adapter, or switch, not adapter. The side with one line, that's if you're using the AC adapter that goes right here into the machine or into the light. If you're going to use batteries, then you're going to have to push the other button over here, and that's going to tell the machine that you want to use the batteries. Up above it, you'll have the LCD screen or whatever this screen is, and it's going to show you the battery power, and it's also going to show you the brightness of the light, which is this top knob, and the color temperature of the light, which is this bottom knob. It's all measured in Kelvin, and I believe it goes a range of 3,600 degrees Kelvin to 5,600 degrees Kelvin. All right. I haven't really had any issues with it. I'm going to try these lights with some gels and see if that helps with some of the color tones that I want to get out of the light. But you have a pretty good combination right here for inexpensive. I mean, you're getting 3 lights for a fairly decent price for what you get in the box. I mean, you're getting the mount, you're getting barn doors, you're getting 2 different types of light modifiers in this kit, right? For 3 lights for $250. I don't know. To me, that sounds like a pretty good deal. And Neewer makes some pretty solid equipment. I'm not endorsed by these guys. I just use a lot of Neewer equipment. I think it's one of the more affordable and usable third-party solutions when it comes to making your images and working on videos and photography. The light stand is not the greatest, all right? It is a little bit flimsy. You're not going to put heavy stuff on this stand. I would even be careful with putting some sort of boom extension on here. But for what you get with the box, works out great. Now, we're going to hop over into the computer, and I'm going to show you guys some images that I took of my keyboard, so that way you can see what this light is capable of doing. I only used one light for this. because in my still life photography, I like my stuff to be more dramatic. If you've been watching the channel, you know that I'm all about the drama. I like dramatic photos. So let's go ahead and jump into the computer and see how that all. All right. So here we are with the images. I wasn't able to do the screen recording of the computer, so I just went ahead and exported these as JPEGs, and we'll go over each one of the images. So the first one here was shot at ISO 400, aperture of f8 at 1/30th of a second. I was on a tripod, and the camera, or I'm sorry, the light was probably about 50% power here. All right. I focused on the return key or somewhere in that area, and this is the result that I got. I was using a 35mm macro RF lens, and that's how I got this result. This image here was shot at ISO 1600 at f16, 1/30th of a second, still with the light power at about 50%. What I wanted to kind of compare here was if I were to leave the light at 50% and only work on my camera settings, what results would I be able to achieve? Because I think if I can manipulate my camera setting and not my lights, I like to do that more frequently than going over to the light every single time and changing that, even though it does come with a remote. So I just didn't put batteries in the remote to mess around with that. But I didn't feel like walking around my desk every single time I wanted to adjust the light. This last image here was shot at ISO 100, aperture of f8, and again 1/30th of a second. I didn't change the shutter speed at all. I just wanted to keep that the same. Really, I was messing with depth of field and the sensitivity to the light to see how my camera picks up on it. So hopefully this helps give you an idea. This is no means a technical testing of the capabilities of this particular light. I just wanted to make sure that I put a little bit of information in here on how this light renders and how you can use it. I will do a better review with more images, probably taking pictures of my children, and then some other still life images. So there you have it. Neewer NL 480 LED light, the one that I'm using to make photos, the one that I'm using to make these videos. I want to know what your thoughts are. Are you going to be getting one of these lights? If so, put it in the comment section below. If not, what are some of the options that you think are great? And if there's another piece of equipment that you would like to see reviewed on this channel, go ahead and drop that in the comment section below. And if I can afford it, then I'll get it. Until next time, I want you guys to stay inspired and keep creating. Peace.